Okay. So here's where I went in order to, figure out exactly how to um, deploy a virtual machine using PowerShell. I went to this website here. Um, I just Googled it basically, create a virtual machine using PowerShell. This is what came up. It's a Microsoft documentation. So we see that it has, just for Windows virtual machine, has directions on how to do this in the CLI, the portal, PowerShell, and using an ARM template, um, which we'll probably go over all four of these. Um, but anyway, moving on. So this is our first command. So as I switch over to, um, let's see here, my dashboard here, I'm going to pull this code that I saved in GitHub, just so I could have it somewhere for future reference. I'm going to create a new resource group because every virtual machine that you create needs to be deployed from a resource group. So, also, something that I did not mention, in order to use Cloud Shell, I believe I'm almost 99 to 100% sure that you have to have a storage account. So that's pretty easy to set up. As soon as you try to create something, you'll be prompted actually to set up a storage account. So I'm going to create this new resource group. I've typed in the new AZ resource group command. The name of the resource group is my resource group. If you want your name to be something different, you can change it. My location is going to be US East. If you want a location that's different, you can change it following that syntax. All right, so it says it already exists. So I've probably done this before. I'm going to say yes, that I want to update it because I don't keep anything important there, and we can see that it has succeeded. Um, Now we're going to move on to actually creating the virtual machine itself. I have some code in my GitHub repository. I'm going to go ahead and paste that code in. It's going to ask me a few questions once I do this. So, um, parameter can't be found. Hold on one sec. New-AzVm. I'm in PowerShell. Let me see something here. So I'm going to copy this from Microsoft's website. Maybe I copied it incorrectly in GitHub. And we'll paste it from Microsoft this time. There we go. I don't know exactly what I had wrong. I'd have to take a look at that, but just looking at it really quickly. Yeah, I have no idea why that didn't work. But anyway, it's working now. So my username is going to be BFW teacher. I'll create a password. I think they have to be at least 10 or 12 characters. That's why mine's so long there. I have to provide a size, so it's going to go with the standard size. And we can see that it's creating the virtual machine. It's going to give us this progress. And eventually, when it's done, it will indicate that it's done. All right, so following this Microsoft documentation, the next step would be to connect to the virtual machine. So we'll go ahead and copy that. I will also add that to my GitHub repository, which I have on another screen here. We will call that connect to virtual machine. Paste it there. right, so go back here, look at our progress. Looks like it's done. Okay. So next step, we're going to connect to the actual virtual machine. It's going to use the public IP address to connect to it. So that's why we're using get AZ public IP address, resource group name, my resource group, and then select object. And then we're going directly to that IP address. So there's the IP address for the virtual machine. It gave us that information. Okay, and let's run through the documentation on the next step. So what we're going to do now is we're going to copy that. And there's another way to connect. We can connect using the GUI. That's graphic user interface. But for the sake of this demonstration, I want to use the actual, I don't know, this command might work. So let me just paste it and see, because it might be referencing this IP address, since my computer knows that that's the IP address. No, it's not. All right, so it's not recognizing that MSTCS command or MSTSC command. That would be the command used to open up the virtual machine protocol. So I might need to enter that elsewhere. I'm trying to quickly go through this and I haven't. Yeah, it says replace the IP address with the IP address of your VM. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording right here, and then I'll figure out exactly how to get us